Please join me in prayer. And join me in this gratitude for this beautiful spring morning and for all the beautiful people that surround us in beloved community. Thank you, Spirit, for this opportunity to gather together, to learn and grow with one another, and simply to just bask in the blessings that are ours this day and every day. I give thanks for the inspired wisdom of Reverend Diana as she shares her wisdom. And I give thanks for the divine wisdom flowing through each heart that is able to receive that and allow it to grow us in spirit. So knowing that our time together unfolds perfectly, joyfully, and powerfully, I just say thank you, Spirit. And together we say,
So it is.
Amen.
Thank you, Chris. Good morning.
Good morning.
So nice to see you all here this morning. Welcome. If you're new with us here this morning, my name is Reverend Diana Johnson. I'm the pastor and spiritual director for Mystic Heart Spiritual Center. And we acknowledge this morning and celebrate with the Christian tradition Palm Sunday, 1 week before Easter. The day that Rabbi Yeshua was said to have entered Jerusalem on the back of a donkey as an act of peaceful resistance. So we'll talk more about that next week on Easter. But for now, we're going to begin this morning's Taizé journey by joining our voices in musical prayer.
Welcome home to your mystic heart. Lay aside whatever came before. Let your own intuition start to guide you to heaven's door. Welcome home to your mystic heart. Lay aside whatever came before. Let your own intuition start to guide you to heaven's door. To guide you to heaven's door. To guide you to heaven's door. You are beloved just as you are, here in this circle of grace, shining your bright, radiant light, free to be you in this place. I am beloved just as I am, here in this circle of grace, shining my bright, radiant light, free to be me in this place. We are beloved just as we are, here in this circle of grace, shining our bright, radiant light, free to be us in this place. I am beloved just as I am, here in this circle of grace, shining my bright, radiant this place. Free to be me in this place.
Settling into the flow of Taizé this morning. Taking in that word, beloved. To be loved. To be love in action. The power of love is within me and within each one of us right now. Forever working for the good of all beings. Bringing rebirth, renewal, we settle into the stillness of this moment, acknowledging the love within us, bringing our awareness to the heart center, feeling it expand with every breath in. The light of spirit filling the heart to overflowing and making its way into the rest of the body. And on the out-breath, allowing it to flow into the room, into the world. We are surrounded by and held in an atmosphere of perfect love. We are love taken form. Love is our inherent nature, the truth of who we are, the truth of all creation. No matter the appearances in the world, love unites us, is an invisible force for good, a force of connection. All of life created in love. Every human being, every other than human animal, an expression of Spirit's perfect love, an emanation of divine intelligence. Every plant, every rock, pebble, and grain of sand, the earth beneath our feet, and all that lives within that soil, expressions of Spirit's inexhaustible love. Earth, air, fire, and water, sacred elements, fundamental expressions of the great mystery. And now extending our vision upward to the heavens, the sun and moon, the stars and planets, expressions of God's radiant light. And now downward to the core of the earth, and then inward to the core of your being. All of creation is God's love taken form. I am deeply grateful to sense and know that we are literally all connected by the love that we are. Take a moment to just breathe that in. As self-reflective beings of love, we're given a unique opportunity and a responsibility to use our conscious choice wisely, to consciously choose love over fear in every situation, to ask, what would love do right now? By truthfully answering this question and acting from love, we leave the world a more beautiful place. We honor the Creator. We honor one another. We honor ourselves and all of creation. This month we are bringing awareness to the power in community. And this morning we center our reflections on a question: how may I serve? We might begin our contemplations with an African proverb. When you pray, move your feet. The Christian path would say it this way: as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. In other words, a faith that doesn't manifest in action is not true, is not genuine. It is by our works that real service is offered and change is accomplished. The Rabbi Yeshua calls us to serve one another, to care for those who are vulnerable. And in doing so, we are serving the whole, serving spirit. Buddhism encourages devotees to develop wisdom and compassion, not only through meditation, but through personal experience and ethical conduct. By our action, we are helping to reduce suffering in the world. Hinduism emphasizes the importance of action resulting from faith and sees action as crucial for spiritual progress and liberation. There is an emphasis on seva, or sacred service to God, by serving in sacred community, serving humanity, and therefore serving the world. The Sikh tradition also stresses the importance of both faith, or belief in one God, and action, living a life of service. Once again, seva, or selfless service to others, is a core practice in Sikhism, demonstrating faith in action. Indigenous cultures across time and around the world prioritize reciprocity, kinship, and community well-being, viewing themselves as interconnected and interdependent, with obligations and privileges stemming from belonging. This manifests in practices like sharing resources and caring for the vulnerable. No matter which tradition we may choose to follow, we are called to meditate, to pray, to feel and know the presence, to listen, and then to act, to pray with our feet. This is how Spirit brings relief to a brother's suffering, or the answer to a sister's prayer, by means of our kind and compassionate deeds, through our loving and self-giving words and actions. This is how we may serve. To say that we are made in the image and likeness of the divine is to say we are God's essence and substance. We are of the same mysterious and loving nature, and we express by giving of ourselves and by becoming a force for good in the world. Becoming is an active process. And so, made in the image and likeness of God, it is my nature to take action, to give of myself, to serve in some way. And yet, as humans, it is so easy to get stuck in our own stories, mired in our own drama, as we lose sight of the precious lives that surround us. We forget that the world is in need, that many of our neighbors are without, that our beautiful Mother Earth is struggling, and that each of us is here with a specific part to play and gifts to offer. The beautiful thing is that as I take my focus off of myself, off of my life and my concerns for just a little while, and turn instead to the welfare of another, something in me shifts. Suddenly I remember. I'm reminded. I come into alignment with the truth of who I am, a caring and compassionate presence, here to serve, here to give. And in the giving, I receive the best gift of all, connection to the love that I am, and a deep sense of contentment and fulfillment, having given that love away.
Serve and remember to love. Serve and remember. Why have you come to earth? Do you remember? Why have you taken birth? Why have you come to love, serve and remember? Love, serve and remember.
In this and every moment, I pay attention. I watch and listen for what is being called forth, for what is mine to do. I pray this question: how may I serve? And then I move my feet.
Spirituality is a journey of evolution, a path of becoming. We may ask, evolving into what? Exactly what is it that we are becoming? Some might say we're becoming more godlike, more like Jesus, more like the Buddha, Black Elk, Gandhi, or Mohammed. But that is not the goal of spiritual practice. We are not created to emulate those who have gone before. Our elder siblings were not trying to show us how we should express our divinity. They taught by example. Following their own inner inspiration, they shared their own unique gifts, inviting us to look within for our own guidance and to share our own unique gifts. It is through meditation, self-inquiry, and prayer that we explore our inner terrain. We find the link between our human awareness and divine consciousness. And there, Spirit reveals to us our divine gifts. Spirit unveils our deepest desires. And these capacities and these dreams serve to point us toward our truest, most authentic self. We embody God when we become more ourself, when we find our own manifestation of the Christ consciousness, our own Buddha mind, our own prophetic voice, when we allow the Spirit of life full expression through us and as us, we become who we are created to be. Each of us has a unique blend of talents, desires, gifts, and interests, and these point us toward our purpose in creation. In our 3 minutes of shared sacred silence this morning, I invite you to contemplate your most cherished dreams, your unique combinations of gifts, and the activities that most make you come alive. That is what you are meant to share with the world. That is who you've come here to be. Then ask Spirit within, how can I best give of myself? What is mine to do today? O Divine Mother, Sacred Father, thank you for revealing your wisdom to me. Thank you for bestowing the intuition through which you communicate with me. And thank you for the gift of this beloved community of saints who worship here with me today. May we always hear and follow your divine guidance. Your life is not just for you, and mine is not just for me. Life is meant to be shared generously. Rabindranath Tagore said, "I slept and I dreamed that life was joy. I awoke and I saw that life was service. I acted, and behold, service was joy." Sharing our unique divine gifts fulfills both the world's needs and our own. Returning now to Reverend Diana's inspired Taizé meditation, we allow ourselves to be changed, to be transformed, not into someone else, but into who we truly are. And we take that in the world. That is how we may serve.
We are forever in the process of becoming, changing from one moment to the next, whether we know it or not. This is the creative process at work. This is human evolution, showing up as each one of us individually, and as the human family collectively. It is empowering to recognize ourselves as forever becoming, and to consciously and actively engage with the process. Meditation, self-inquiry, reflection, and prayer help us to stay grounded. Give us time to know ourselves more fully, and keep us feeling our connection with Source. Sacred study keeps our minds open, builds greater understanding and broader perspective. Sacred service keeps our hearts open, increases our humility as we serve God by serving one another. And sharing in sacred community keeps our arms open, offering support and connection, and serving as a reflection of who we are becoming. As we move into prayer, I leave you with a quote from former First Lady Michelle Obama. For me, becoming isn't about arriving somewhere or achieving a certain aim. I see it instead as forward motion, a means of evolving, a way to reach continuously toward a better self. The journey doesn't end. So let's close with a prayer of becoming this morning. In this perfect moment, I know and experience the presence of God, the one source of all of life, by whatever name we give it. I feel and know myself to be a radiant light, an emanation of the one light, a perfect and intentional expression of love in action. I am forever in the process of becoming, consciously participating in my own evolution. I am forever engaging with and drawing from divine mind, from the realm of infinite possibility. I spend time each day listening for what lights me up, what makes my heart sing, reflecting on my gifts and where they might best be offered. I know that this is one way that Spirit guides and directs my life, and I am grateful. Thank you, Spirit, for my ever-increasing awareness. Thank you for the countless blessings that shower my life and the lives of all who are listening. Thank you for this beautiful community and the love we share, and for our beautiful space to gather. May I give of myself wholeheartedly in return for the good of all.
I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all. I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all. You are here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all. You are here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all. We are here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all. We are here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all. I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all. I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all. You are here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, greater good of all. You are here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all. We are here for the greater good of all, greater good of all, the greater good of all. We are here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, greater good of all, greater good of all.
This is my heart's greatest desire: to love unconditionally, to serve wholeheartedly, to remember who and whose I am, and to know that I am here for the greater good of all. With deep gratitude and humility, and knowing that all prayer is answered even as it is spoken, I release my word to the creative power of the universe, calling it done. And so it is. Amen. Begin to bring our awareness back to our bodies, to the space, to our community. As you feel ready, opening your eyes and looking around. Really see the love that surrounds you here this morning. As we close our Taizé meditation, we offer the opportunity for you to share of your financial good in support of the work that we do in the world. So if you're joining us online this morning, you can go to mysticheart.org and you'll find a donate button or a mailing address. We're also on Venmo as Mystic Heart Reading. And we thank you in advance for your contributions, generously and lovingly given. We are an independent organization, and so your financial gifts and other gifts make it possible for us to be here. So as we engage in the sacred practice of circulation, in case you didn't get the message of today's Taizé yet, here's another way to say the same thing.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth or the stars or all of creation. God is creator, all in all, needing us to shine its light as me, oh yeah, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. It's okay if you want to sing along. It's a singing prayer. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. Oh, and God needs us to shine the light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Nice.
I love that song. So we say thank you for these gifts, trusting and knowing that they are given lovingly. They travel from your hands to ours, from your hearts to ours, received with love and used well in the world. And so it is.
And so it is.
Amen. So as we bless you on your way to something warm to drink or on to the rest of your day, depending on how that works for you. I want to remind you that our Easter gathering this year will be a single service starting at 9:30 next Sunday. Lots of music, interfaith message, and rituals for release and renewal. Brunch fellowship following following the gathering. So we're going to send you on to what's next with the soul's blessing.
May your soul always find what it's looking for. May your heart always lead the way. May you live in peace and harmony. And may love always fill your day. May your path be strewn with happiness. May success find you everywhere. May you always embrace compassion and grace, and may God always answer your prayers. May you always embrace compassion and grace, and may God always answer your prayers.
God bless you. Thank you for joining us. I invite you back at 10:30 for conscious conversation if you'd like to stay.
Please join me in prayer and know that the love in this sanctuary is spirit, pouring itself through your heart, through my heart, and into this wonderful place where we come together to grow spiritually, to become better acquainted, to become children of God together. So I give thanks for each one here for the commitment to their spiritual path, their journey. I give thanks for the divine wisdom that pours through them as we join in conscious conversation and let the wisdom arise from many, many sources. For your wisdom does arise from your own mystic heart. So we let this time together unfold joyfully, powerfully, and beautifully. And so it is.
So it is.
Amen.
Yay. Thank you. So good to be back. I listened in last week. It was wonderful. I was cooking my kitchen.
Sheree did a good job.
Everybody did a great
Yeah.
job. It was beautiful. So thank you for your service and that day cooking. So welcome or welcome back, depending on whether you were here for Taizé. I guess it'd be welcome. And if you're new here with us online this morning, my name is Reverend Diana Johnson. I'm the spiritual director and the pastor of Mystic Heart Spiritual Center. We are an independent interfaith community. We teach universal principles and practical spirituality. And we kind of follow the threads of truth that run through all the world's great traditions. So this morning we're acknowledging and celebrating with the Christian tradition because today is Palm Sunday, 1 week before Easter, the day that the Rabbi Yeshua was said to have entered Jerusalem on the back of a donkey as an act of peaceful resistance. And as I said in Taizé, we're going to get more of a different version of that story than we may have all heard in the past next Sunday for Easter. But for now, let's get our conversation started by joining our voices in musical prayer, making our oneness a lived experience. And you all know you're welcome to get up and move and sing and dance, whatever you want to do.
Welcome to the Mystic Heart. Join the celebration. Lift your voice and sing your part. Make this affirmation. Spirit made us family with loving hearts to share. together we are joyfully practicing the possible through prayer.
And everything's possible through prayer.
Welcome to the mystic heart.
I dare you to sit still. Everybody get up on your feet.
See the light in everybody you meet.
Everybody get up on your feet.
See
The light is everybody you meet.
Let us
Be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one.
one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
Woo! All right, one more.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round attending fire. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the West. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love.
Hey, that's the whole thing.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the West. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love.
Last time.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle around attend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the West. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in
We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. Boy, those seeds of change are going strong.
Sure.
And the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change, who is that now? Us. Yeah, that's us. And many thousands, millions of other people all over the planet working for change. So, as part of our peaceful resistance, I invite you to gently close your eyes and vision with me now the seeds of a love-soaked world that we are growing together right here and right now. A world where all humans are living from their deepest wisdom and generosity, their most loving nature, thoughtful about the impact that their thoughts and words and actions have on one another, on the community, and on the planet. A world without greed, where there is abundance in having enough.
Yes.
Where nutritious food, clean water, and air are readily available to all beings. Where warm and comfortable and affordable housing is a given. Where all beings feel a sense of safety and belonging and contribution. To these blessings we say, yes. We affirm with all that we are. Ours is a world where mental and physical health and education and healthy relationships are well supported by social systems that are grounded in integrity and honesty and wholeness. Where all beings work and play at whatever feeds their souls and are well compensated for their service. Where authenticity and vulnerability are not only welcomed but celebrated. Where the peace we cultivate within ourselves shows up as a world free of hatred, violence, or indifference. Ours is a world where the love that we are here to share is given freely to whomever our hearts are called to love. Where we have moved beyond all lines of separation and live as one human family, caring for one beautiful planet with the reverence that she deserves.
Yes.
To these blessings we shout, yes! This is fun. We recognize that transformation isn't a one and done, it's an ongoing process. And so especially in times of great change, people benefit from working and playing and simply being together, spending time together. And so this community stands as an open and welcoming place for all who seek support and a sense of family, a sense of belonging. This community redefines church as a place of self-discovery, authenticity, kindness, radical inclusion, and love. To these blessings we say,
Yes.
yes, yes, yes. It is by the power of the great mystery moving through each one of us that this prayer is acted upon, right here, right now, even as it's being spoken. Divine presence and timing and process make it so. And so it is with profound gratitude and great joy that I release my word to the one who gets it done. And so it is.
Amen.
Amen.
Ashe, aho.
Ashe, aho,
Salam,
satu,
Satu.
whatever the language, it all, yowza. Oh, that was for David.
Oh, yes. So let it be.
Channeling David. Oh my gosh. So our awareness is obviously back in the room. Can you feel the shift of energy in the space and in your body? It's just joyful and uplifting. It ripples out and it touches everything. It's just so powerful. So we're going to bask in that creative and powerful energy as we move into conscious conversation this morning. This month we've been looking at the power in community, and this morning we're asking, how may I serve? That's the question we've been working with in the Taizé. So we open to the idea that no matter which spiritual or religious tradition you may follow, one of the common teachings is that true prayer leads to action, that acts of service are a form of prayer. We considered this phrase from the Judeo-Christian tradition, that we are made in the image and likeness of the divine. We are of God's essence and substance. We are of the same mysterious and loving nature as spirit, and we express by giving of ourselves and by becoming a force for good in the world. And we acknowledge that becoming is an active process. So being made in the image and likeness of God, it is my nature and it is your nature to take action. to give of myself, to serve in some way. So it is my nature to take action, and yet so often maybe I don't. Why? What keeps us from taking action on things that are ours to do? Marcy?
Sometimes we don't acknowledge that they are ours to do, that we're not able.
Okay. So we might not acknowledge, see it, or admit it, or for whatever reason, that it is ours to do. Michael?
We may not feel capable.
Okay, so this is yours to do, but I can't do that. I've never done it before. Might not feel capable. Yeah.
Sometimes you're afraid of being seen,
Oh, yeah.
especially using your gifts.
Right. Afraid of being seen using your gifts. Chris?
Or you're afraid of being not seen, you know. You're
Okay.
giving your best you can do, and it just feels like it's not good enough.
You're afraid of not being seen. Like your gift may not be sufficient, may not be good enough. You might not be up for it. I'm hearing a lot of afraid that. So fear is big, huh? Yes,
Maybe,
Renee?
apathy or disappointment.
Apathy or disappointment? You want to say a little more about what you're thinking about that?
Yeah, well, yeah, I was thinking, like yesterday I went to the No Kings protest.
Uh-huh.
And I think for me, seeing all the people in Minnesota, like 200,000 people showing up, and all the way that they've shifted public discourse around political things,
Right.
energized me and kind of got me thinking in a less apathetic way.
Uh-huh.
Seeing that these peaceful protests do things, because sometimes I analyze it too much, like what is actually happening?
Right.
Is it just someone, like, I don't know, but like what's happening to actually create change?
Uh-huh.
And then I started seeing how much like these different pockets of like Christian groups like going
Uh-huh.
seemingly, I don't know, I just saw these different things happening and I was like, actually these things are effective in ways that I wasn't expecting.
Right.
So for me, I think it's kind of been shaking me up a little bit to be
Yeah.
less empathetic.
Nice.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And that
Yeah.
can be applied to all different types of things in the world, not just
Right.
political things.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
All right, Kimberly.
I have a talent, and yesterday I did a class here, and everybody was happy, and it was my service. I donated beads and wire, and it was fun. And I was afraid, but I did it. And I'm
You
glad I
did.
did it, and I did okay.
You did great.
Okay, I did great.
And it went so well, and some voiced that they wish they had come, that we're going to schedule another one for April. So, yes, Zoe.
You just using the word analyzing had me thinking sometimes I think of things as if they could be thought problems that get solved just up here, and then
Right.
I remind myself how important it is to synchronize the embodiment of everything.
Right.
Like be a whole system instead of just leaving it all and trying to solve everything from
Yeah.
one domain that isn't the like I loved what really stuck with me is like pray with your feet.
Yeah.
I love that.
When you pray, move your feet. African proverb that we used during the Taizé. Yeah. Oh, Lucinda.
I'm waiting to find the perfect opportunity for me to be a service.
Oh, yes.
Or
Uh-huh.
she can do it better.
Uh-huh. Okay. So I might be waiting for just the perfect opportunity, and I haven't quite found the perfect thing yet. Because someone else, might do it better than I can. So I'm just going to wait. Yeah, see that a lot.
Another thing that not so much now, because I see the value of many individuals.
Right.
Doing a little bit. I see how that gains momentum and synergy. But I used to feel like, well, I'm just one person. I can't make a difference anyway.
Right. Yeah. What can I do? I'm one person.
I'm no Gandhi. I'm no
Right.
Luther King.
Yeah. Small acts with great love. Who was that? Was that Margaret Mead? I don't know, but small acts done with great love make all the difference. So we get into fear. We might maybe find distraction in our lives. That might get in our way to doing something. You know, we're distracted by so many things in our lives. Lack of confidence, not feeling that we have what it takes. So, yeah, Cheryl.
There might be those that may not want to get involved because they may be afraid their people around them will expect them to do more.
Ah, afraid of expectations. If you step up, you might be expected to do more. You certainly don't want to do more. It's a good thing I don't have that attitude. I've got to tell you. So whatever it is that we're talking about here, though, what we can acknowledge that ties it all together is they're all stories, right? They're all stories we tell ourselves, that we're not capable, that we might be asked to do more, that we're afraid of this or that or the other thing. So we get stuck in our own stories, in our own heads, mired in our own drama, and we may not even notice that the world is in need sometimes, or that our neighbor is in need. We might not even notice that. We might not acknowledge that each of us is here to play a specific part in the healing that is happening. So during Taizé, we also acknowledge that if I take my focus off of myself and my own life and my own concerns for just a little bit, not that we should ignore our own needs, but just a little bit, and turn instead to the welfare of another, that something within us shifts. That suddenly I'm reminded of who I am and who I'm here to be, and I come into greater alignment with the caring and compassionate soul that I was put here to be, and that I am here to serve, that I am here to give, and that it feels good, that I get more than I'm giving. And that's the surprise that comes up a lot of times for people. It's like, oh, it feels so good to do this. I'm actually, getting high on this thing that I'm doing. And it's really a beautiful cycle, the giving and receiving. So with that from Taizé as our grounding point, I'm going to make a right turn today. And I'm going to share a passage from Marianne Williamson's book called The Politics of Love. And don't worry, we're not going to get into politics per se, because we don't want to do that necessarily. But first, before I go on, a quick question. What does the word politics mean? Because it's in the title, Politics of Love. Do you know what the word means? You do. Go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to, my brother sent me a birthday card several years ago that said, politics, a compound word, poly meaning many and ticks meaning blood-sucking insects.
Wow.
Nice.
But
Nice.
it has poly means people.
Okay.
Yeah, like metropolis is where a bunch of people live.
Okay. So the dictionary definition that I found says the activities associated with the governance of a country or other area, especially the debate or conflict among people, individuals, or parties having or hoping to achieve power. So that's kind of our idea when we're talking politics. That's kind of what we're talking about. But if you take the S off and you just look at politic, what does that mean without the S? Have any idea?
It's us. It's the people.
Okay. So it refers to an action, at least what I found, said it means sensible and judicious under the circumstances. That's what the word means. So the role of our political system is to make sensible, judicious decisions, policies, and laws. That is their job, okay?
Has anybody told them?
Yeah.
Everybody told
I think they weren't there that day.
So with that, I'm gonna read, and just prior to this paragraph, I'm gonna read. The author's been discussing the 1960s and things that went on in that time period. She says, in many ways, the political situation in America today seems like those times. Once again, there's an experience of shared chaos and anxiety. Our personal and political foundations seem as though they are under assault. But what feels to me to be lacking now is a sense that we're going through this crisis together.
Yeah.
Too many seem to think today that their stress and anxiety is theirs alone, or at the least not deeply related to the stress and anxiety of others. The culture of self-centeredness that emerged in the 1980s and helped create this crisis to begin with now leaves us weakened in our capacity to deal with it. During Vietnam, the trauma was everyone's. During the AIDS crisis, the trauma was everyone's. But today, people are oddly cocooned in their misery. Many fail to realize either the collective reasons for our problems or the collective changes necessary in order to solve them. Yet within the awareness of our oneness lie both our power to rise up and the ladder on which to climb. A belief in separation is always at the root of a problem, and a realization of our oneness is always at the root of its solution. So I'm going to pause right there. So what do you think about the last statement? A belief in separation is always at the root of a problem, any problem, and a realization of our oneness is always at the root of its solution.
Can you say that sentence again?
Yeah, the realization of our oneness is always at the root of its solution. What do you think? Oh, sorry.
So in the belief of separation, you think that nothing you do affects anybody else, first of all.
Right.
And what they do doesn't affect you.
Uh-huh.
It's that oneness that you realize that everything you do is ripple effect, like you said.
Right.
And that you have to consider how it affects everything else.
Right.
Every decision that you make.
Yeah.
And so the problem becomes when you don't do that.
Okay. Thank you. Kimberly.
I live in an apartment where there's a lot of seniors,
Mhm.
and they really isolate themselves because they're not happy, whatever reason. And that's why I'm here. That's why
Uh-huh.
I go out and do the things I do so that I can find my joy. Sit in my apartment, me and my dog, and that's it. And not do
Right.
anything or go anywhere. It's very depressing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a solution, but that's a cocoon, and that's okay for them if that's what they choose.
Right.
But to be able to go out and be part of something
Yeah.
makes a big difference.
All right. Thank you.
I agree.
Yeah, Zoe.
The sentences you read kind of reminds me of how the medicine is found in the poison.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like in the way we do operate, all of like the feedback is there.
Right.
All of everything is clear. How, you know, when we are angry or feel alone or feel all sorts of things, it totally does root back to the fact that we think, you know, someone else has some position that is against us. And
Right.
so if people are opponents, then they're not standing like shoulder to shoulder with us. But if we're all shoulder to shoulder, it's a shared experience for everyone.
Right. Yeah. And that's the experience from which solutions can be born. Yeah. Thank you. Chris?
Because I'm a Bible geek, that phrase contains like the first 3 chapters of the Bible and
Right.
the last few chapters of the Bible. That's, you know, the whole spiritual path is releasing our sense of being separate from
Right.
God and each other.
Yeah.
And but since God is everything, it applies universally. So
Right.
that is at the root of every problem.
Yeah.
And remembering our unity and coming back together, you know, paradise on earth, a love-soaked world,
Right.
is always always going to be the solution.
Right. It's
Remember,
true.
we're all in this together, and there's not us, and then there's just
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, it's true of the Christian mythology, and it's true of all of the world's great mythological stories, that the stories are about learning that we're not separate and returning to a state of oneness. They each have their own language for that. Renee?
I think just the fact that we say us versus them, or we have
Uh-huh.
such strong labels for different groups, shows that even when we think that our quote-unquote team is on the right side of history or whatever, we're
Right.
still talking about our team as if it is a team.
Right.
And so I do this all the time, and I'm trying to not do
Uh-huh.
it as much, but I think now I'm trying to use those words to just give people clarity of like, oh, this is the kind of person I'm talking about,
Right.
because we obviously need descriptive words, but I think the idea that whatever, you know, your quote-unquote cultural beliefs are, the idea that you are superior to others
Mm-hmm.
has crept into every kind of
Right.
group here
Yeah.
in our country. And so I think, I don't know, for me, I think for me living here instead
Mhm.
of living in Los Angeles where I came from,
Yeah.
in my little, or big bubble.
Right, yeah.
And now I'm in a county it's different than living in Los Angeles.
Right.
I'm actually having a really good experience living here.
Uh-huh.
And I'm finding that within the quote-unquote rule or conservative, whatever, how people kind of do a blanket statement over this entire
Right.
region,
Yeah.
I'm finding so much diversity within those types of people.
Yeah.
And you cannot just put a blanket
Right.
like stamp on every single person and go, they all think alike, they
Right.
all talk the same.
Yeah.
And so I think just that's helping me grow a lot.
Yeah.
Like spiritually, to
Uh-huh.
be excited to meet all the different folks
Yeah.
I'm meeting, and you know.
Yeah, it's true that this area is not what people make it out to be. I have a brother that is forever asking me how I can stand to live here. I'm like, well, number one, they need me here, but number two, you know, we need balance. We need all kinds of people, is what I mean by that. And the reality is there are all kinds of people here, if we have the eyes open and the hearts open to see it. Yeah, Marsh?
I just wanted to mention that Reading was chosen as one of the top 30 cities and up-and-coming cities in the country because of all the changes that have been made just in the last 10 years.
Huge changes here in the last 10 years.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
30.
huge changes. Kimberly?
In my lifetime, when a president was running for president, everybody had their sides, but when the president was elected, everybody called him president.
Right.
And I found out this time, people are calling him Mr. because they say they're not president, and I don't think that's ever happened in our country
Right.
before.
Right. So there's a big shift in people standing for what they believe in. Yeah.
Used to be laugh about it, shout about it when you have to choose.
Right. Yeah.
It's not
Any
that
way
way.
you look at it, you lose.
So, with that said, what are some of the examples of separation that are causing problems in our world or in our families right
What
now?
I just said.
There's one, yeah. Great bridge.
What did she say? I didn't hear what
She was talking about how in the past, people in the elections, people took sides, but once the president was elected, we all kind of came together and called him president, or him so far, because it's been him so far. But that's not so right now for everyone. So what are some other things that can cause a sense of separation?
the vast in this country anyway, division between rich and poor.
Okay, economic division between rich and poor.
Also between religions.
Okay, religions can be very divisive.
Really, it seems like anything, any way that you can say that person's different than me seems
Right.
to be a way to separate.
Yeah.
which There's no us and them, there's only us. People forget
Right,
that part.
yeah, yeah. Any way that we make divisions and separate ourselves. Chris?
I think many politicians, rather than trying to find a solution to a problem,
Mm-hmm.
look for somebody to blame, and so that
Right.
it has to be another, because if I'm a victim, if I can blame you, then I'm a victim. I'm the good guy, and you're the
Right.
bad guy.
Yeah,
Or they create the problem and then try to give you the solution.
right,
Happens a lot.
Yeah. What about within our own families?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Zoe.
I was just gonna say,
Mhm.
I think there's also just a big avoidance of discomfort or moving through friction. And
Uh-huh.
so when people are different from us, like that can be such a prime opportunity for intimacy because you expand yourself so much, and that's
Right.
vulnerable, that's opening your mind, opening your heart, seeing from a different perspective, gaining empathy, but because there's also the risk of the unknown, and there's like that friction of sitting with emotions that maybe you haven't experienced. It
Right.
seems like our culture, something that's causing division is like we're closed off to an experience of anything that stretches or moves us from like such a solid identity.
Right. Yeah, that my favorite C word. Change? You want me to change? You want me to stretch? You want me to grow? I don't know. It's pretty uncomfortable to stretch. Have you guys ever stretched? Noticed that how it feels to stretch? We don't like discomfort. We're pretty spoiled, actually. Kimberly?
Yeah, families too.
Okay, so families. What kinds of division happens there?
Well, when I decided I wanted to be on my spiritual path, somebody in my family's not really thrilled because I've gone out of that little box and
Uh-huh, right.
she's not real happy with me. And I'm fine with her, but she's not fine
Right.
with me, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But that was a big division.
Right. You change a belief system from what you share with your siblings or parents or other family members. They often don't like that. Lucinda?
I'm right.
I know you are.
And I need to always be right in order to make myself feel better, which means you're wrong.
Right. Yeah.
Unless you are a carbon copy of me, you're wrong.
So that righteous indignation, which might I remind you that indignation is never righteous, but we do couple those words together.
That's a whole nother one.
Yeah, a whole nother talk. I need to be right, and therefore others are wrong. So that happens in families a lot. Renee?
Yeah, I was just thinking, when I moved up here and I started kind of, I'd already been deconstructing my Christian faith, but I started getting interested in Buddhism for a few years, and I would talk about it with my mom and my stepdad, who are deeply Christian. And their faces would be like, get all taut, you know? And my stepdad would always want to one-up me with scripture. Like, oh, well, in the script, you know?
Right.
So finally, I asked him to stop doing that and just be open to
Right.
like listening to what I was excited about learning.
Yeah.
Because I felt like, I was just telling him, it feels like you're always like, exactly what I just said.
Right.
And, but what's interesting is sometimes they would talk about stuff that they're learning from their spiritual circles and from their church. And I would also find myself
one-upping.
Yeah. And then I realized, oh, I'm doing that because that's how my family operates.
Right. Yeah.
And so I just started, just probably like, honestly, I didn't really realize I was doing that until probably like this past fall. And so I was like, okay, stop. Like, you don't like that when they do that to you. So I just was like, oh, that's interesting. Tell me about it. And then I just listened to them talk about it. Because I realized, and now we're enjoying having these conversations more.
Yeah.
Because it's not like the battle of the religions.
Right.
You know? And I'm not like a Buddhist. I'm just interested in Buddhism.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of people here were interested in a lot of different spiritual paths, and you know, we're hungry for knowledge. So I feel like I can learn something from them, and before I'd be like, there's nothing more that I can learn from them. And I'm realizing sometimes they have like interesting things to share. So I think realizing in your family dynamics when you're trying to one-up someone and be the little expert, you know.
It's just another example of what Lucinda, wanting to be right.
That's what,
You know, my view is better than your view. I'm right. Therefore, you're wrong.
Me, ask me.
Right. If you don't believe me, just ask me. Yeah, no kidding. Anyone in this room have family division created by gender diversity within the family? Yeah. I've seen it in my family, for sure. Sadly, but that happens a lot too.
What
So,
does that mean, gender divergent?
I mean, divergence from society's expectation of male, female, coupling roles, all of that.
Okay.
People diversify from that tradition and be who they are. Families sometimes have a hard time with that.
The same thing happens with interracial mixed marriages too.
Yeah, that's true. Sadly, that still happens in families. So it,
Yeah, my parents were in a throuple for 4 years, and they came from a very conservative, religious, strict background, and were completely rejected, and there was so much fear, and it was, I mean, it makes sense. So much of the world sees that in their only lens of what that's ever been, which is
Right.
something like cheating or something, but being so close to it, it helped me learn there's such a difference between like concepts that you just categorize
Right.
and like the lived direct experience of the context, which is like, this is so loving, so full, so abundant, so
Right.
giving. And so to like know that you actually can lock yourself away from experiencing where love can exist anywhere by saying,
Right.
oh, it only exists in this concept or that concept.
right, yeah. Thank you. I'm going to come back to another paragraph here. And then some more conversation. Let's see. Self-love. Let's see, is that where I want to begin? Yes. Self-love has become an odd sort of god in America. A generation that has become so sensitive to its own pain is often desensitized to the pain of others. One would think Jesus had come to earth to say, love yourself. Somewhere along the line, love each other, and then love your neighbor as yourself. Let's see here. One would think Jesus had come to earth to say, love yourself. Somewhere along the line, the love each other. Oh, duh, I left a word out. That's why that wasn't making sense. The love each other and love your neighbor as yourself part has been subtly minimized, conveniently so, for a market-based system that legitimizes self-centeredness as a lead-in to, I absolutely have to have this. Any person, economic system, or political establishment that fails to concern itself with the pain of others is out of alignment with spiritual truth. And where there is a lack of spiritual alignment, chaos is inevitable. Spirituality is the path of the heart and compassion for the human condition. Yet American politics has developed for decades in a direction that has had increasing disregard for such tender mercies. Hard data, hard facts, quantifiable factors are what's deemed to be real, serious, sophisticated, and relevant, making the separation of head from heart more justifiable and tenable. Material concerns matter, while spiritual concerns are deemed the stuff of fantasy. To the analytical mind, the journey of the soul seems irrelevant, and that is the beast. From there, we are lost. So, I'm going to ask a question from within that. Do you agree or disagree that any person, organization, or system that fails to concern itself with the pain of others is out of alignment with spiritual truth?
Yes.
Absolutely.
How? How's it out of alignment?
Lack of concern for others.
Okay, so the lack of concern for others shows a lack of alignment.
In the Old Testament, all the prophets were coming out and speaking against the kings
Mhm.
that were not taken, because one of the core values of the Hebrew religion was take care of the widows and the orphans, take care of those who are not as well off as you are, and make the alien feel at home in your land.
Right.
You know, and I think that's a core spiritual value probably in all the faith paths around the world. I know shows up in more than one religion is probably a universal spiritual truth.
Right.
And so that's, but, they saw that as a direct commandment from God.
Okay, good.
There are people that are stuck in the book of Leviticus that go back to the gay people and such. But they've forgotten about the latter part of the Bible where Jesus is teaching.
Right.
They just kind of omitted that. And that's where the lack of love comes in.
Yeah, yeah.
Stuck.
So not only is there, I believe, and again, this can go off in a whole nother direction, but not only are those places, even in Leviticus and other places, misinterpreted, I believe, but then also some things are taken as literal, factual truth that were intended as mythology, and then other things that I think could be taken literally, like love your neighbor, are not taken literally. So I get confused about why are we literalists over here, but we're not literalists over there. Yeah, so that's a whole,
Cherry picking the Bible.
yeah. Or any other scripture.
It's just,
Yes.
whatever makes you feel comfortable is what you decide it's gonna be. Cause I've
Right.
studied with a lot of religions, I mean, mostly Christian,
Mhm.
Jehovah's Witnesses and all above or whatever, and they all say the same thing, but then when it comes and push to shove, they go, oh no, well, it didn't mean it that way, and I'm going, no, what?
Yeah.
So, it's whatever makes them feel comfortable, and that's not
Right.
the way it was supposed to be taken.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, Zoe. It's like our room is weird shaped.
Something that doesn't serve the well-being of the whole is
Mhm.
not going to be sustainable. It's almost like a blindness.
Right.
It only has one focus that sacrifices that care.
Yeah.
And it's just going to extract, exploit, and
Yeah.
crash.
Eventually,
Crash
it's not sustainable, for sure. Thank you. Lucinda? Yes, it does.
I think that religion is probably like a lot of other things in that there are a lot of people out there who want to make the masses happy.
Mhm.
And so they'll start leaning in that direction no matter what their beliefs were in the first place.
Right.
And so in order to make someone happy, I might put this other group down because it makes the people who pay my salary feel better.
Right.
And another thing that goes along with that whole thing is that we've taken something that originally was absolutely true and we've stretched it till it sometimes is unrecognizable. And that is take care of yourself first.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Take care of yourself so that you can take care of other people. But somehow we're along the line in so many different ways, we've lost the part about taking care of other people.
Right. I love how Cherie brought into another book discussion, I'll take care of me for you so that I can care for you if you'll take care of you for me. And we have, culturally at least, maybe not in this community, because we do a lot of taking care of each other in this community, but we've lost that, I think, culturally, that the idea that we do care for ourselves first so that we have the strength and the ability and the capacities to be in service to something beyond ourselves. That's actually the motivation for taking care of the self. Any other thoughts about that, Chris?
Going back to your very first question of the conversation, why don't we act sometimes? It's because I'm not ready yet. I need to finish my self-care, or I need to finish my master's degree, or I need to do this. I think we just get stuck. Well, I haven't done enough self-care to be able to give to you without exhausting. But I think the actual truth is that if you're acting from the right heart, that it's the spirit going through you. It's not.
Right.
It's not me giving to you. It's spirit.
The spirit within is doing the work by means of this April's with us meat suit. Through this body, something else is at work. And yeah, we need to give it rest and balance. and nutrition and all those things. But where do we draw the line as to, what is enough self-care and what is our motivation for that self-care? Is it so that we can be there for others? Yeah, Gina.
So something that I've been realizing is that you just have to let go of everything and give to God, and He will give you the resources that you need.
Yes. I find that to be absolutely true. This last week was so full with so many extra things above and beyond the normal, and yet it was such a beautiful week. And I feel so fed and present and alive here today because of, cooking for this one and helping this one with that and adding things to my already full schedule. But it wasn't me. I was getting enough rest at night so that physically I could do that, feeding myself, but it wasn't me doing it. It was something bigger than me moving through me. And I think if we would allow that to be where we come from more often, we would find ourselves not depleted by the service that we do, but rather we would find ourselves fed by it. Lucinda?
I think sometimes we stretch the meaning of self-care too, until going out and having fun doing this one thing when there's other ways we could be of service. That's taking care of myself.
Right, yeah. So there's a fine line there. There is a fine line between what is actually needed care of the physical, mental, emotional body, and where are we stretching that into, but I prefer not to do that. But I'm calling that self-care because I prefer not to. Chris, and then Marsh.
If we had a true embodiment of our unity with God and with each other, then if I'm taking care of you, that is self-care as well.
Right. That's right. If we're all one, actually all one, then caring for each other is taking care of ourselves. Just like taking care of ourselves is taking care of another. Marsh?
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion anyway, self-love is, or the lack of self-love is, I think, rampant. Certainly in this country, but I think just overall. And so it is interesting that there's a balance, because you really can't do much else if you don't love yourself, I've discovered, in terms of helping other people or in terms of, whatever it might be. And so there is that balance between being kind to yourself, and if it's not, I'll say, at the expense of others, well, that's great. But then if it's used as an excuse where you could have served in some way, then that's when it goes in the other direction. But I think the lack of self-love is huge.
Yeah, it is.
In my mind.
And I've read both. I've read that you can't love another till you love yourself. And I've read many great masters that say just the opposite, that you can't really love yourself until you're loving others. So I don't think it just goes one direction, but people tend to take whichever of those.
I think they're both true.
Yeah,
They don't need to be.
Right, mutually exclusive, yeah. So you can build self-love by loving others, just like you can build love for others by loving self. Renee, and then Chris.
Yeah, I was just thinking, but we're all have different upbringings, different family experiences. So for me, I'm personally learning to not think that people are thinking critical thoughts about me.
Right.
I'm realizing some of my insecure thought patterns are not true.
Right. More stories.
And so I'm working on that, because of how I was raised, I was like very like just I don't know, trying to people please and thinking people were thinking things that they weren't. But I don't know where I'm going with this. I think that learning that you are loved, learning your value, your worth, you can start giving that out to the people around you.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know? And this is sort of a little bit tied into that, but I was thinking about how I often compare this country to other countries that my friends live in or from, and they're experiencing these really positive things. Like my friend in Mexico loves it. But I was starting to think that I see a lot of positive things here in this country, and I think if we constantly criticize our country, and we're only looking for the bad.
Right.
And I'm getting that. I'm sorry if I'm segueing. I guess I'm just processing something that I was thinking about. Is that love? You have to see potential too.
Right.
And have graciousness and compassion. And I do see a lot of good things about unity here.
Yes.
And I think the media would like us to believe that we're all divided and it's a civil war. I'm like, no, it's really not.
That's not
Good
really
news
true.
doesn't sell
Yeah,
information,
right,
just to
right.
say.
So I think that we are, in some ways, we are a community and a family, but we're kind of being told that we're not.
Right.
So I think maybe we need to think for ourselves a little bit.
Right.
And not believe everything. I don't know, like start to look for hope and ways to.
Right.
I don't know if that's.
The spiritual principle says what we expect to find is what we're going to find. What we're looking for is what we're going to find. And so if we're only looking for what's wrong, whether it's in our country or in our family or in our partner, then that's what we're going to find. If we're looking for what's right, that's what we're going to find, because both are present.
Yeah.
Both are present. Miley, was your hand up?
I deeply agree with you. I think mindset is such an important thing because, like, companies, politicians, everyone gets rich off of fear.
Right.
And that's how they move and control us and make money. And, you know, you can see all the advertisements for this is what you need, this is what's wrong, and you can fix it and your life can be better if you buy this. Or, and there was a story that I read on Facebook about a guy who was working on the space station, and he looked back at the planet from that viewpoint, and he said it was just like this beautiful glowing planet with just this blackness and nothingness all around it. And he was like, from space, it just is one entity and everything is connected. And he's like, it looks so fragile and precious from space, but yet when you're on the planet, everybody feels separate and everybody feels so divided, and they don't realize that they're so interconnected, and that if we destroy what we have, we're all gone.
Right.
You know, and he was like, it was such a beautiful perspective, and he was like, that changed my whole mindset, my whole thinking, and just a perspective shift.
Yeah. Yeah, if we could maintain that perspective, right? Quickly, and then I'm going to wrap up a little.
It just occurred to me that, when we get out of balance with the self-care and the other care,
Right.
it'd be nice if we had a little narcissism alarm that went off. but I think we can do that. I mean, if we feel like we're out of balance, just pray to be more mindful of when that's happening.
Right.
Because I've had other situations that I needed to be more mindful of, and if I take that deep into meditation and say, okay, show me when I'm out of balance.
Wake me up. Right. Yeah. Nice. Thank you. I'm going to wrap up with one last passage. It's a little longer, but I find it to be important. The ego mind is very sly, and it's not a big leap from ignoring the pain of others to ignoring the fact that you yourself are inflicting pain on others. Once we give ourselves social permission to think that money, not love, is the organizing principle of a well-adjusted society, chaos is inevitable. And that is what has happened to us. The money of a few is given more attention than the pain of the many. The needs of those who are playing the game are deemed more important than the pain of the many left out of it. A phrase like job loss is a cold description, easily ignored after an hour's business meeting for what is an experience of despair in the lives of millions. A healthy political order does not leave our deep humanity out of the equation. It values the workings of the heart as well as the workings of the economy. Government is here to serve its people, and people are not just job numbers or cogs in a corporate machine. We are living, breathing, divinely created beings on this earth for a high and mighty purpose. No politics and no political establishment that fails to see us that way or treat us that way is worthy. We don't just need a progressive politics or a conservative politics. We need a more deeply human politics. She gets me. We need a politics of love. Love is the angel of our better nature, just as fear is the demon of the lower self. And it is love, not fear, that has made us great. When politics is used for loveless purposes, love and love alone can override it. It was love that abolished slavery. It was love that gave women suffrage. It was love that established civil rights. And it is love that we need now. If you haven't read this book, she's phenomenal.
She's wonderful.
So what a refreshing concept, a politics of love. She ran for president twice.
I voted for her.
She took that idea in and was laughed off the stage. But
We get it.
she planted the seeds, right? She planted the seeds. She actually came out of that saying, I can actually do more good right now, not in that office at this time. So what would a politics of love look like? Use that as our last wrap-up question today. Marcy?
It's like that affirmative prayer that you say every time we're here.
Okay, so our love-soaked world. Yeah. Yeah, politics of love.
Consideration of all.
Consideration of all. Not just even all humans, but all beings, plant beings, all of the aspects of the earth. Yeah.
Mother Earth herself.
Michael? And Mother Earth herself.
Putting life above money.
Putting life, all life, above money. Yeah, we know it when we hear it or when we feel it, right? So how does this all tie in with our topic for today? How may I serve?
Starts with love.
Starts with love. Politics of love would look like public servants working for the good of the whole, making decisions and policies based on compassion and caring, with pure motivations, seeing other humans as equals, as inherently good and deserving and having basic needs met. Politics of love would actually help to co-create the love-soaked world. Chris?
I was reminded, I don't know if it was when you were taking your Kabbalah class with the ancient Jewish mysticism, basically it had a concept that none of us has reached salvation, or none of us has got into heaven until all of us
Right.
are in heaven.
Yeah, we could even rephrase that to none of us are free till all of us are free. You know? So the news that I have today, when I say public servants working for the good and all of that, working for the good of the whole, making decisions and policies based on compassion and caring, pure motivation, all those things. I'm not just talking about the local and national politicians. We're all public servants. We're all public servants. We're all here serving one another, our communities, our families, our neighbors. So we each have a role to play in this. And when change happens in a larger political system, it always happens from the grassroots up. Always. It always has. And so what we do as individuals does matter. It is important. Is there anything else that is dying to be shared right now before we pray out, wrap up for lunch? Checking this way, checking that way, okay. So let's actually close with a musical prayer this morning. And feel free to sing if you catch on, move around if you want to. As we do that, I invite you to join in the celebration of the work that we do. We'll combine our closing musical prayer and our offering all together into one thing. So we're going to go back to Ricky Byers' voice. I don't think there's a moving video, but the lyrics are up there. And this is a little more upbeat version of the same thing we've been talking about. It's called How Can I Serve? She's so good. I like the music.
Thank you, Spirit, for these gifts. Thank you for the givers that brought them in, and share them as an act of faith and support of their spiritual community. We pledge to steward these gifts wisely so that they do the most good for our spiritual community and our greater community that we're a part of. So thank you to each one. Thank you, Spirit, and so it is. So it is. Amen.
All together, hand in hand, we see the light, we take a stand, and we are changing a whole new life for you and me. Take your past and set it free and share.